Hello, Facebook. Back with another one. I know y'all ain't seen me in a long time, but you know I'm here for some self-love as well as some knowledge. I've been doing good, I'm blessed, I can say, and I am doing good. So I just wanted to show y'all what books I'm going to read. I'm going to be reading this book called The Daily Law, like I was telling you a couple months back. And then I'm also going to be reading a saying in this book. It's called The 48 Laws of Power. Okay? And then if I have time, I'll read a little bit of my dark psychology. So let's start, Facebook. We got to roll ahead, but we got some positiveness coming in. So I was reading this book this week, and it's real deep. I wanted to read this saying. It's real deep. Okay, real deep, but I got to read it. It says, staying away from the corners. So stay away from the corners. In most of all board games and chess, as well as chi, backgammon as well, the corners of spell defines of death. These corners also exit a higher and more plane, astral plane. As you are right now in your professional relationships or battling that you're facing, you should be backing yourself into the corner, and the things is you are rarely aware of it as it's happening. So it's like when you in relationships, or like sometimes you get in relationships and you backing yourself into the corner, and it has something to do with that. Facebook and YouTube, backing yourself into the corner, and the things is you're rarely aware of it as it happened, because often is when you experience emotions, feelings, as well as a gauge and moving into some direction, or that you have solved a problem, that you are immediately trapped into yourself. There are always ways to get yourself out, but it's tangling sense. But the wise courses is to become a strange into the sun sight of terms. What means in sun terms in the universe, the universe or not, the position of strength and power, but the situation which you have opposites full of portals of forces, or a career level for increase. Always advising people to look ahead and being open for change in direction. It says the big job that seems so good now can easily turn into a nightmare. So anything that's good now, it can turn into a nightmare. This is what they're saying. You don't know when things can be good. That's why you got to be grateful, Facebook and YouTube. Gratefulness is the way to go. When you're not grateful for the littlest things that you have, they can be gone, as well as the big things. And it has something to do with that, Facebook. The job that seems as good and nice and easy into turn it into a nightmare. But you do not see the position cornered it can be leading in. I know, because work in Hollywood, this person worked in Hollywood, by paying, I backed myself into a corner. I only got out by thinking far ahead and plotting a much different direction in my life. Instead of becoming a skate writer, a trip position is even there is one. I write books as a subject, as well as experiences of everlasting possibilities for going in this or the direction, or also tuning into escape writer. I want to be my own terms. I want to do things on my own terms. So Facebook and YouTube, you should be want to do things on your own terms, not on other people's terms, because when you do it on other people's terms, you're not going to be happy. You're going to be backed up into a corner. And when you being backed up into a corner, you can't even think straight sometimes. Sometimes you don't know which way to go. That's why in this book, this person was saying you got a plot ahead what direction you going ahead of time. And it has something to do with that. That means you got to be on point. If you're not on point, then you don't know which direction you going, because even in relationships, even in jobs, even in situations, you got to be on point. You can't be lacking down and waiting and things like that, because you can get backed up into a corner. And when you backed up into a corner, you don't know which way you going. That's why you got to also think ahead. Like this man was saying, daily laws, strange thinking differently than the way many's are usually too, in which so much revolve around moving towards a goal. So you got to think different when you want to achieve a goal, or when you going for your goals. You got to think different, because when you thinking different, you're going to succeed. But if you thinking the same, it's not going to pan out. It's not going to work. It has something to do with that. Facebook and YouTube. It says this is the link of thinking. What you want is to always increase your options for the power and the motivation. So you always have to increase your options, and that means what you want to do, how you want to do it, when you want to do it. Those times mean something. When you are focused on your projects, when you're focused on yourself. But being focused on relationships, being focused on other things, you can be in a relationship with a person, but you also still gotta find yourself, and you gotta know who you are. And when you find yourself and you know who you are, nobody can take you off your square, not even your partner. You know what I'm saying? That's why you also gotta be aligned with the right person that is for you, not being aligned for someone for yourself. Okay? You gotta be aligned for the one is for you. Okay? Some people get in relationships and they think that they align with someone, but you will know when you align with someone because you can feel their energy. You can feel their energy, their vibration, and things like that. And you can also know it's signs and serenities. You got to look at the signs and serenities. But you don't never want to be backed up into a corner, Facebook and YouTube, because being backed up into a corner ain't good. Okay? Now this is the 48 laws of power, and I just wanted to read this little bit to you. Okay? It has something to do with the key of power. It is the nature to want to employ your friends when you find yourself in time of need. The world is a harsh place, and your friends are soft and also harsh beside. You know them. Why depend on a stranger when you have a friend at hand? The problem is that you often do not know your friends as well as you imagine. Friends often agree on things in order to avoid an argument. They cover up their unpleasurable quests so as to not offend each other. They laugh effectively hard at each other and joke around. But since honesty is rare, strengthening a friendship, you may never know how a friend really feels, because they joking around with you. They this and that. You laugh. You know what I'm saying? They laughing with you, but you don't really know their feelings. And it has something to do with that here. And it got something to do with friendships. It has something to do with friendships which say that they love your poetry, admit your music, or adore your music. Yeah, they adore your music, envy your taste in clothes. Maybe they mean it, but often they do not. So they don't even tell you how you feel. Your friends these days now, they only cover up because they don't want to hurt your feelings, or they don't want to argue, or they want to do none of that. They want to keep the friendship. And it's okay to keep the friendship, but if you're not aligned with your friends, you're not going to keep a friendship. Because eventually it's going to come out how they feel about you. It's going to come out how they really truly feel about you, and you're going to have to deal with that. Facebook and YouTube. It's people out here that be having friends and they don't even know who really they friends are. Because they laughing and they joking with them. It's okay to laugh and joke, but sometimes you got to look at reality. Because it'll hit you right into the face. You might not want to deal with it, but you're going to have to deal with it. And sometimes friends, they joke around and they not who they saying they are. And that's what it's saying. When you declare a hire to a friend, you gradually discover the qualities he or she has kept hidden. They be hiding stuff. Stranger enough is your action of kindness that unbalance everything. People want to feel the desire. They're good for tune. So they want to feel good when they tuning in. But when it's like conflict, or when there's somebody asking them a question, or when somebody, fighting against it, they don't want to even hear it. And it has something to do with that here. It says the receipts of a favor can often be opposite, but it means that you have been chosen because you are my friend. So somebody will choose somebody because they're a friend, but your friend can be opposite towards you. They not even aligned with you, like I told you. They not on your frequency. They not on your energy. And people be friends with people that's not even on their frequency or their energy. And it has something to do with that Facebook and YouTube. It has something to do with not necessarily because of serving. There is almost a touch of conclusions into the action of hiring friends. So it's like they be hiring friends. But the secret affects them. The injury will come out slow. I told you it'll come out slow. You'll think everybody, you'll think that this person is your truly friend. But it'll come out slow. It says a little more honesty. Flashing of the resentment and envy is here and there. Therefore, you will know is your friendships fading. Then more favor and gifts you will support the friendship. The necessary, so they can give you gifts and you will support. They'll support your friendships too. Friendships give gifts to others, and they still want to be their friend. And it has something to do with that here. The necessary gratitude you receive is in gratitude. So your friends will be in gratitude towards you. They have a long and deep history. You have a long and deep history with them. But it says here, domination is the power. So your own friends can dominate you, not just your lover. Your friends, family, or any of them can dominate you. And it has something to do with that here. It has something to do with that, like real talk. Now, this is the saying I want you to really realize this, YouTube and Facebook. Your friends, it says, your destroy a enemy when you make a friend of him. So it says, you destroy a enemy when you make a friend of them, of him. Because it has something to do with that he seems to get along better with the enemy than his friend. So your own enemies, you know what they about. But your friends can be real, real sneaky. And it has something to do with that here. Without enemies around us, we grow lazy. So when you ain't got a friend that's an enemy, people be growing lazy and they don't even be on their A game. And then they wonder why they getting betrayed. You gotta be on your A game at all times. You can't be not on your A game because you here and there. You gotta be on your A game all the time. Because it has something to do with that Facebook and YouTube. Because it has something to do with, without enemies around us, we grow lazy. An enemy is at our heels, on our heels. An enemy on our heels. They're like, what? There ain't nothing. And you know, they coming after you and stuff like that. And your enemy, you know, don't like you. You gonna know they don't like your butt, but they on your heels. And it has something to do with that. SR Witty, keeping us focused on alert. So it keeps us focusing on alert. Like I was telling you, you got to be focused and on alert at all times, Facebook and YouTube. And it has something to do with that. It says it is something better. So that's something better here. It says then to use an enemy worthy, then transform them into a friend and an ally. So for some of y'all need to understand your enemies can become your friends. They can become your friends. They might not like you and stuff like that, but eventually they'll become your ally. And it has something to do with that because you know about them. You know they don't like you. But your friends will cover it up. Your true friends that say they your true friends will cover it up about how they really feel about you. And it has something to do with that here. It has something to do with men are more rarely to respond at injury than a believer. Because gratefulness is a burner and revenge is a pleasure. Did you hear that? You hear that, Facebook? It says here, men are more rarely to respond on an injury than a believer. Because gratitude is a burnout. So gratitude, when somebody want gratitude, or a lot of them that they don't be grateful. They not in gratitude of what you do for them, or they not your friends is not. Some of your friends might not gratitude. It's because they lost the respect. They lost the respect. An enemy gonna have respect for you. You get what I'm saying? But your friends, they lost the respect because They lost the gratitude. They don't have no gratitude. You can give them stuff. You can do stuff for them. But they ain't going to be grateful for what you do for them eventually. Because it's going to be a burnout. And it has something to do with that here. It has something to do with burnout. Gratitude is a burnout as well as revenge is a pleasure. So at this time, revenge is a pleasure. People want revenge towards you. And the people that want revenge towards you, you wouldn't even know. You wouldn't even know Facebook, YouTube, until they come out. That's why you gotta be on your A game at all times. That's why you gotta be on your point at all times. Not when you want to, but all times. Because your enemy can be anybody. Your friends, your lover, your family, anybody. They can be anybody. That's why you gotta be on point. And a lot of people, they be laying on back thinking this person they friend, and then they get betrayed, and then they get backstabbed. But see, I had to learn. I used to be like that too. I used to be like, why I'm getting backstabbed and also betrayed all the time. And you know why I got backstabbed and betrayed all the time? Because I let them. I wasn't on my A game. I wasn't on my point. I wasn't observing and seeing what's really is what. And that's how I got betrayed and revenge. I got betrayed. But I got betrayed because I let them do it. People get betrayed because they let them do it. Because they don't observe and they don't see what the hell is going on around them. And if they do, they ignore it. And you can't ignore it. Because eventually, revenge and betrayal, you get resentment eventually. You have resentment towards a person. When you get betrayed over and over and over and over. And then you won't know who the right person is. And then when the right person come around, you won't even know them. Because you be thinking that they out to get you. I had to learn that. I've been learning that. I had to learn that this couple of months. Who is my friend and who is my family and who is my lover. But I had to learn that you could get backstabbed by anybody. But I had to learn that I did it to myself. I don't blame nothing on nobody no more. You can put yourself out them situations if you want to. You can step out them situations any day, any time, any minute, any second. But when you going through the stuff you going through, you letting them do it. It ain't them doing it to you. You letting them do it. And people don't want to identify reality. Reality, that is reality. That's why you have to step out and see what's real. And people ignore their friends. They be thinking their friends got their back. They be thinking their lovers got their back. They be thinking, oh, everybody got their back. But eventually, if you sit back and observe and see how they moving and see how they talking and see how they doing, you will see. But people don't even have the time for that. They don't want to put in the work. And you don't want to put in the work, you get betrayed and you get revenge. They'll get revenge towards you. And they'll smile all up in your face like they cool with you. They'll act like they cool, and when they want to be down with you. They act like they your friend, your bestie. And they'll backstab you. I seen it. Facebook and YouTube. I've been betrayed multiple times. And I've been betrayed multiple times by my own doggone friends, family, and lovers. But the reason why is because I let them do it. And that's why now I don't let nobody do that stuff to me no more. You know why? Because I know myself. You got to know yourself. You got to love your self-worth. You got to know your self-worth. You got to tell them how you feel. You might not want to have conflict with somebody, but you need to stand up for yourself. And the reason why you need to stand up for yourself, because it helps you to be happy. It's very rare to be happy. But how you be happy is being you. Your authentic self. Your real self. Your true self. Not somebody else. And there's so many people out here wearing masks. They wear masks and masks and masks and thinking that's go straight help them. What's going to help you is if you heal within yourself. What's going to help you when you heal them childhood wounds. What's going to help you when you look and identify your wrongs. Not somebody else's, but your own wrongs. Because when you look at your own wrongs, you identifying them. And when you identify them, you healing them. And when you healing them, then nobody can't touch you. And the reason why they can't touch you because you know thyself. And I had to learn that, Facebook and YouTube. I've been learning it and I'm still learning it today. I used to blame others why they betrayed me. Nah, I did that stuff to myself. And every person you come around, you did it to yourself. Ain't nobody do nothing to you. Because you could have walked away. You could have spoke your mind and walked away at any time, Facebook and YouTube. And that's what's wrong with people today. They don't want to identify reality. Reality will take you somewhere and it'll take you far. But reality will take you to the truth. And if you don't want to see that reality, you in straight fantasy. You in fantasy all day until you get into that reality. And that reality gonna whoop your butt. Because you gonna be going through them cycles. Karmic cycles. You gonna be going through karmic cycles with family and friends and lovers and anybody. Because you choose not to face reality. And I used to be one of them. So that's why I be on her Facebook to help others. Because I had to learn myself. I went through the steps. I took those steps. And that's why I help others to identify their true self. Not acting like somebody else. Or not trying to please others. Because pleasing others will bring you down. You always gotta find who you are. You gotta go within. And that's when you find your true self. So, I know you tired of hearing my mouth, Facebook and YouTube, but I don't think I'm going to have some time for the next ones for y'all. But I just wanted to give y'all a little bit of knowledge today. People will back you to the corner. And that's why you have to be on point. You got to be on your A game. Not slap siding and all that other stuff. I don't care what somebody told you. You still got to be on point and you got to be on your A game. With lovers, with friends, with family, and with anyone. And the reason why you got to be on your A game so you can get out that situation. Because if you're not on your A game, you going to be slipping and falling, and all you going to do is keep getting betrayed because you don't want to sit around her and face reality. You don't want to face the red flags because it's red flags first. It's signs first. Look at the signs. It'll tell you who is right for you and who is not. Look at the signs. And I don't care how much you love somebody. I don't give a doggone care how much you love your lover. I don't care how much you love your family. I don't care how much you love your children. I don't care how much you love anybody. You have to face reality. And you got to love yourself. Because if you don't, you gonna keep going through that. And it ain't because of somebody else. It's because of you. Now you know, Facebook. I love y'all. Y'all take care. I'm going to be doing dark psychology probably sometime this week coming up. But I'm finna do my readings. I'll see y'all later on the other side. And y'all take care. Bye-bye.